Hello everyone, this is Sam over at the Foot Whisperer Reflexology Institute, here with my new book, Foot Reading, a reflexology primer on foot assessment, and I thought that today, in lieu of the webinar that I will be filming tomorrow, Sunday at 6 p.m. Florida, New York time, that I would read the first part of this book, the introduction, for you, because the webinar is on what is foot reading. And if you're watching this introduction reading post-recording, you can always view it through our online school, and the links will be below. But let me get into the introduction of the book and give you a little bit of a taste as far as my story, how I got here, and the beginning of the book. Introduction. On a daily basis, I explore the hidden world of feet, decoding the messages held within our five-toed friends and relaying that information to their owners in an effort to heal the bond between the individual and their body. It is with great pleasure that I sit down to write this book, because discovering this content was life-changing for me, as I hope it will be for you. There is magic that is present when you are able to see into an individual and understand their makeup. But it is another thing entirely to demonstrate the physical validation that solidifies that intuitive understanding. Foot reading has done that for me, and can for you. The applications for this knowledge are limited only by the imagination. Before we begin that process of imagining, let's outline the content you are about to pour yourself over. This book contains the compilation of my understandings about the body and how the body's interconnected nature is entirely represented in full on the extremities, specifically the feet. However, I'm not just referring to the physical. Another truth I have validated through my footwork is that the body is linked to the internal, mental and emotional states of an individual, not in a pie-in-the-sky, tree-hugging, kumbaya way, but a concretely mappable and observable way. Our state is made manifest through the various bone, muscle, and fluid pathways via the power of the nervous system, which uses both our physical and internal blueprint simultaneously. These two premises, that the whole of the body is mirrored on the individual part, and that the mental-emotional state is intertwined with the physical form, are the basis of my work. Likewise, this content is alive. I cannot accurately explain how it is alive, but I feel as though I have been guided through every step of this journey by the feet themselves. The idea of reading the interconnectedness present within the tissues of our bodies through the feet has a massive gravitational pull over my being, and because of that, I believe that this work desires to grow through being shared. I will allow the experts of creativity, such as my personal favorite shout-outs, such as Elizabeth Gilbert in her book Big Magic, to further explain the fullest extent of being partnered with such a blazing ball of creative thought form. That is to say, I am also learning more and more every day about the volumes of information contained within the visual and textural patterns of the feet themselves. I'm sure I will reprint these concepts many times in the future as I expand my awareness of the subject, but at this time, allow me to share with you what I have come to understand. This book is arranged to gradually build your knowledge of core foot reading concepts. First, we will begin by explaining the zones and their significance to mapping the physical, mental, and emotional sections onto the feet. Next, we will discuss symptomology in depth through the theory of the four elements, earth, air, fire, and water, to describe the various distortions and their meaning that you will come across when assessing the tissues of the feet. Once a mapping framework and vocabulary are built, we will dive into the art of assessment and putting together the story that the feet are trying to tell. Finally, I will expand into the other three extremities and allow those more passionately drawn to the reading of the hands, face, and ears to explore that additional content after the foot reading fundamentals have been understood. Take the following information in slowly, like a good tea. Sip it and enjoy it. Let the principles and definitions roll around your mental taste buds until the overarching themes are fully known and integrated. I've included many stories within this text about my personal experiences within my reflexology practice to better explain the various concepts in depth. Likewise, you will find that cross-referencing this work with your previous foot experiences and those of friends and family will be very validating and enlightening about the true interconnectedness that has been present this entire time right under your nose, or rather, under your feet. As with all true practices, the art comes after the science. Mastering the basics takes time and repetition. Looking and feeling many feet is essential. This collection of information is meant to be a starting block for that process. Everything is wonderful in theory and on paper, but living this practice in the real world is what will produce excellence. For now, enjoy the ideas and concepts within these pages, but know that to get good at the art and science of foot reading requires constant reinforcement of the basic principles. No one can do the push-ups for you. So get out and see some feet. That is the introduction of the book. More videos to come. Join us for the webinar this Sunday at 6 p.m. Florida, New York time, or watch the replay through our online school, and I will continue to share the theories behind the art and science of foot reading with you on this channel. Ta for now.